Today on Henry, abortion is good! For many, many, many reasons.
The legalization of abortion in the 1970s was one of the primary reasons why crime fell in the 1990s, because a whole generation of potentially unwanted children were never born because of the legalization of abortion. And if you fast forward 20 years to the point in time when they were going to be at their peak crime ages, they simply weren't.
One of the few things that the fucking feminist movement, though not the modern feminist movement, has done. Thank you. First of all, lower crime rates that can be statistically proven, partly due to the fact that women, and by proxy, men/families in general, have more control over when they want to start a family, therefore decreasing the amount of babies born to parents not yet ready to take on that responsibility, or keeping them from being born to mothers who just didn't want them. Mothers who don't want the kids that are born to them are more likely to be abusive, neglectful, uncaring, teaching bad habits, etc. No fucking shit. This kid is therefore going to have mental, emotional problems that will hinder his development and make him a societal liability. She will be more likely to get into trouble with the law, steal, rape, fight, murder, you fucking name it. There are many families that want to have kids, but maybe just aren't ready in the moment. Maybe due to financial reasons. If you're a mom or dad and you're going to have a kid because abortions are illegal, but you don't have the money to provide for said kid with the life that you wanted, then you are more likely to steal, sell drugs, prostitute, other illicit activities to gain money for your child. And this could lead to a brutal cycle of incarceration, which further decreases your chance of legal employment. Plus the potential for violence, say like a drug deal gone bad, or getting involved with a gang. And if you murder or get murdered or end up in prison, this is going to have a negative impact on said hypothetical child. This can also lead to cycles that affect multiple generations. You get pregnant, you have no money, no job, no education. You can't get an abortion, so you turn to crime to support the child. As a result, bad things happen. This child gets exposed to bad things. You end up in prison. Child raises himself, has problems, doesn't get a good education, can't get a good job, gets pregnant, turns to crime, goes to prison, in and out, passes on these bad behaviors to his child, who passes them on to his, and so on, and so on, and so on, until the cycle is broken. But let's rewind.
Well, whether one is pro-life or pro-choice or somewhere in between, there is a meaningful and to date unimpeached connection between giving women the right to choose and a reduction in crime.
If the couple had been allowed an abortion, if they had been allowed to wait until they were ready, financially, mentally, emotionally, then all that crime that went on for generations could have been avoided. All that pain and misery created, avoided, aborted, if they would have just been allowed to wait.
The theory behind it is actually quite simple. Unwanted children have been shown to be at high risk for crime. With legalized abortion, fewer unwanted children were born. Therefore, the theory would be that there would be less crime 15 to 20 years later when those cohorts reach their peak crime ages. And the data support that hypothesis quite strongly. If you follow the data, there were 5 states that legalized abortion 3 years before Roe versus Wade, and about 15 years later, their crime begins to fall 3 years before the rest of the country. Then, if you look at the states where abortion was not just legal, but easily available to people who wanted to get them, 16, 17 years after Roe versus Wade, you see a 30% difference between the states doing a lot of abortions and the ones who are doing very few. Finally, all of the effect we see in the divergence in crime, all of that is concentrated among people under the age of 25, people young enough to have been exposed to legalized abortion. People older than the age of 25, there's no difference whatsoever between the high abortion states and the low abortion states. And I think in some ways that's the best evidence we have that legalized abortion is responsible for a big chunk of the decline in crime.
Embryos and fetuses are not people. They don't think. They don't reason. They don't laugh and cry. They don't contemplate their own existence. They are as alive as any human cell can be. They are conscious of nothing. They presumably feel nothing. Yes, they are technically alive and would become a human being. So is and so would any semen you abort down the toilet. The E. coli and fecal matter is also alive. And what kind of human would they become living in such an environment? Jeffrey Dahmer? Ted Bundy? Hitler? Yeah, sure, if Hitler's mother had had an abortion, that would be evil. Killing a little unconscious hunk of cells that can't feel emotions is evil. But trying to kill a fully conscious, fully cognitive adult human Hitler that can feel pain and can feel fear, that's okay. Killing a little baby Jeffrey Dahmer, evil. Killing fully conscious, cognitive, living, breathing, feeling adult Jeffrey Dahmer, okay!
Just that legalized abortion does not so much prevent birth as delay it. This turns an unwanted birth by a too young mother, for example, into a wanted birth by that mother when she feels more ready.
I'm Henry Sweets. Fuck me, right? Peace in the yeast infection. Peace in the green teas. Peace in the blue seas. Peace in my pee-pee. Peace in the Why do I have to say that every time? There's no fucking rule that says I have to say that. There's no law. It's not written down and oh, it is.
No, it is. It's contractual.
It's in the contract.
That's what contractual means.
But I don't have to say Middle East, I just have to say peace.
No, you do.
I do have to say it.
Yep.
Should I start over?
Yep.
Okay. Shit. Alright. Peace in the Middle East!
Oh yeah, and I'm Henry Sweets. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and shit and pee, because if you don't pee, your bladder will explode. That's a fact. Is there anybody out there? Hello? Can anybody hear me? I'm all alone in this little box. Okay, you just need to stop. Stop now. Stop recording. Stop recording. Oh my god. You disgust me, Henry. Shut up, Jeff. That's not my name.
And with a quote by the ingenious poet Immortal Technique. I said it, I meant it. That's the way I deal with enemies, like pro-lifers that support the death penalty.